Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is Transfers Live. I am Joe. This is Adam. How you doing, Adam? You doing good?
Yeah, all good, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Back here to bring you the latest news in Manchester United.
Right.
Also, Paul Pogba is currently undergoing a little bit of a masterclass.
Yeah, we'll keep you up to date with the latest French score. It's still 2-1 to France currently, although apparently Switzerland...
2-2.
Switzerland... This isn't game over by the sound of things. There's still a good chance that something changes there. Let's just get straight into it, because when we're planning this show, we're putting our story together, we're looking at the news, we're looking at what's going on, and then this evening, Sky Sports Germany come out and say...
The Germans
come out and say, Man United and Borussia Dortmund have agreed a fee of 85 million euros for Jadon Sancho.
Shh. Pogba's just scored.
Has he really?
Yeah, so I need you to dab.
Is that it?
Yeah. Now put your head in there. There you go.
Thank you. Paul Pogba's just scored for France. That's game over there. Sky Germany saying Man United have agreed a fee of 85 million euros for Jadon Sancho. Thoughts?
Hurry up.
Yeah.
Just hurry up.
Hurry up.
Do you know what I mean? Just hurry up. We were going to go live when this news broke, guys. That Dortmund and United had agreed on a Jadon Sancho transfer fee. But we felt it was very, very similar to some of the news we've already brought to you. So we thought, let's not go breaking on this story because it is kind of already what's out there at the moment. The only thing is, more people are now saying it. Sky Germany, Sky Sports News HQ. Jadon Sancho deal still at the same stages though, according to Fabrizio. And he says final stages between United and Dortmund, both clubs working on payment structure in order to complete the agreement in the next few days. Still details to be fixed and it will be done. Now, he could be right and Sky Sports Germany could be right.
Correct.
Because if you read it properly, Sky Sports basically said they've agreed to pay 85 million euros.
Yes.
How that 85 million euros gets paid is not agreed yet.
So that'll be considering things like, not just is it like, oh, if he gets a Ballon d'Or, but it'll also be...
They didn't want that one anyway.
No, but those sorts of things, 25 appearances, 25 goals, etc.
Win the Premier League.
Player-based and club-based successes. The other thing is, we're going to give you 60 million now, 20 million in 2 years, etc. It's the whole package. This is like huge fees that need to be worked out here. So they're going to want probably plenty of that up front. But as we know with the Lukaku deal, that doesn't always happen, and sometimes we're going to say, we're paying you this over the next 4 years. It's all that stuff that needs working out. It's not just whether Jadon Sancho, scores 20 goals next season or not.
Now, put it in the thing there. How much is 85 million euros in the pounds these days? About 72?
Good guess.
80?
73.
73 million pounds?
Yes.
Bargain.
Absolute bargain.
Bargain.
Ridiculous.
It's a bargain.
Yeah.
So Jadon Sancho is a bargain. I'll say it again, I look right at that camera at you. Jadon Sancho is a bargain. 73 million pounds.
Well,
they could have got double for that.
Arsenal paid 79 million euros, which at that time was 72 million pounds for Nicolas Pepe. So we're paying the same amount that Arsenal paid for Pepe for Sancho, to put it in some sort of perspective. What do you think of that?
When Arsenal hear that, they're going to feel like Drake in a drive-in.
Yeah.
They are really going to be listening to Jagged Edge, Walked Out of Heaven, all sorts.
They're going to be finding some way to sort of like a compilation of Pepe's free kicks that nearly went in the Europa League to say, actually, he's just as good as Sancho. Yeah, it looks as though, I say it looks as though, this one's going to be done in the next few days, hopefully, barring some catastrophe. In your eyes, I know you think this is going to happen, we've spoken about this already. What would it take now for this to not happen? Put it that way.
United to go, actually, I know we said 85 million euros, but 70.
Yeah.
Or fuck around. But look, the deal with Jadon has been sorted since last year.
Yeah.
That's where you'd think, right, a medical or contracts breaking down.
Yeah.
Him getting injured on international duty is the only way I see it happening.
Like a cruise ship ligament
like
injury, that sort of
style.
broken leg.
I think this one is happening. And I think it's safe to say we can move on from this right now.
So, well, let's move on
Let me just do something though.
Okay, go on.
Because everyone in the comments is talking about the goal. Me and you are sitting here saying, sounds like a great goal.
We haven't seen this
So why
goal.
don't we look at it ourselves?
Let's have a look
I'll
at the
take
goal.
the volume off.
Yeah.
I'll put the phone there. Everyone
We're now
going to
look at Paul Pogba's goal.
Yeah?
Let's just see this. Scroll back.
Oh, what a celebration.
Ball back to the edge of the box. Oh, it's quite far out, that. Oh, and he's bent it in the top corner there, and he loves it. He absolutely loves that. Fantastic goal from Paul Pogba. Fantastic.
Sign him up!
Yeah, we need to keep him, don't we?
Give him the contract. Sorry
Give
for
him the
breaking
keys.
Callum's ears, your ears at
there's
home.
no way that wasn't too loud, is there?
It was loud,
Yeah.
but that's how serial I am.
Yeah.
Deadly serial.
Yeah.
Sign Paul Pogba to a new deal. If he's not going to sign a deal, say to him, you've got until July the 18th.
Yeah. What have you picked that day for? First
Random.
game of pre-season.
Random. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's random. July the 18th. All right, you can have July the 19th. Yeah? If you haven't signed a new deal,
Yeah.
get fucked. We're buying Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
You can get sold for 40 million.
60 million, come on.
Even 60
Even
million.
1 year. Well, Chelsea got 100 million for
I'd
Hazard
rather
with
take
1
40
year left.
million than have to deal with fucking fat-faced Raiola talking about Paul Pogba all fucking January.
Yeah. Well, in a bit of change to our programming here, Callum, let's go with the Paul Pogba contract stuff next, because we were going to be talking about that anyway.
Sorry.
And now seems like the time to do it after he's just scored an absolute worldie. This is coming from Sky Sports in the last day. They're saying that talks between Paul Pogba and Manchester United are ongoing over a contract. So we are in talks with him. It just seems as though, and Romano before that said United are not currently negotiating with any other club for Pogba, despite rumours about a €50 million value with 1 year left on his contract. Man United won't sell Paul Pogba for this fee. So they want more than €50 million, which is the 40 million quid you mentioned in there. New contract negotiations not advanced yet, but United will try to keep Pogba this summer.
I'd literally take £10 million just to not have to deal with all that stupidness. Because people can say, and first off, I'm not one of these people that runs around saying, why doesn't Pogba play like he does for France, for United? Because he does. Like, let's be real. He puts those performances in for United. We see them quite regularly. People pretend they don't. They want to be stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be dealing with him talking to other clubs, Raiola talking about him talking to other clubs in the middle of a season.
Yeah.
And I can take it if we got 5 years on his contract.
Yeah.
Fuck Raiola.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he's got less than a year.
Yeah. And the thing that, like, a lot of the criticism gets thrown at Paul Pogba, but like you've said, whether it's his fault or not, he has alloyed himself to Mino Raiola.
He's an adult.
He has made that decision. He's an adult that has made the decision to be with the most controversial dickhead agent.
3-2.
Fuck off. Who scored?
Pogba
Pogba own goal. And it looks like he's done it on purpose. He's picked it up and he's just volleyed it in. Sell him. But yeah, he has alloyed himself to Mino Raiola. They are sort of a package at this point. We know that. So it's up to him whether he wants to sort of sort that out. And, you know, I think he gets a lot of bad press for things that he doesn't do himself. But he, like I said, he's an adult who knows who's, you know, he knows that Mino Raiola is the face of Paul Pogba in terms of transfer negotiations.
But there has been, so do you remember when Raiola came out in December? Saying this is it for Pogba, he's leaving. It's done. He said the story's over, didn't he?
Yep.
Remember he said those words? The story is over for Paul Pogba at Man United. And after that, about a week later, he pulled those words back. And I feel that was a point in time where Pogba went, bro, shush.
Yeah.
Just shush.
For one
I've got
moment
to
in your
work
life,
here, bro.
shut the fuck up.
It's shush.
Yeah.
You done that to him.
Yeah. It's over for Paul Pogba at Manchester United. Is
That's what he
said.
said. When would he say that?
7th of December.
7th of December.
Yeah.
After that, there seemed to be something. Now, this could be a ploy between the both of them. Like, you say I want to go, I'll pretend I want to stay. We'll keep doing this until next thing you know, my contract's run out.
Or I've got 450 grand a week coming in.
I think just give it him.
Yeah.
Just give Pogba De Gea's wages.
On top of what he's already on.
Yeah, De Gea can have Lee Grant's wages.
Yeah.
And
Whose wages do I get? Tea lady.
Mike Phelan's.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And his shorts.
Oh, brilliant. Right, let's move on to our next story. This is Saul Niguez. Saul
Saúl!
That's the one. Man United giving chance for a cut price Saul Niguez transfer as Atletico Madrid would accept a deal. This is according to the Daily Star. So take this with a pinch
The Daily
of salt.
Star, well known for headlines such as Freddie Star ate my hamster. Is that what they said? Put
Something
that
like
song?
that, innit?
And then stuff like Remember that grandma that said she'd suck off Harry Kane if he scores in the Euros?
Yeah. I don't think...
Like, those kind of headlines pop up in the Daily Star. Like, legitimately.
There's another one. What was the other one? 10 years ago, the lottery made me a millionaire. Now I suck off dogs for quavers. That was a headline. So, take this with a pinch of salt. Also, what are those dogs doing with them quavers? Going, you know what you have to do. You know what you have to do if you want one. Anyway, Manchester United are long-time admirers of Atletico Madrid star Saúl Ñíguez, who could reportedly be on the move this summer. United have been regularly linked with the move for the Spain international, who has impressed as a performer for Atletico over the years. Now, according to a report from Spanish outlet AS, Saúl could be one of 3 players that leave the club this summer, along with Vitolo and fullback Santiago Arias.
I hate to be real pernickety here.
Yes.
I hate to be one of those guys, but I'm actually quite fluent in Spanish. And it's not AS, it's ass.
Is
actually.
it?
Yeah, it's called ass.
Hot ass.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So they deliver it every morning. Hot, fresh ass.
Coming through your
Daily hot,
open
fresh
hole,
ass.
brackets window. Do you think we want him? Do you want him?
Who? Ass.
Saúl Ñíguez.
Yeah, I'd take Saúl.
Yeah.
Saúl.
Does
I
it-
kind of want to call one of my children that a future,
Yeah.
having a future, Saúl.
And hope he's
Because
a
of
boxer.
the way Michael Buffer says, Saúl.
Yeah.
Canelo. Alvarez.
But one of your kids' names is never going to be said by Michael Buffer, is it?
He will.
Will he?
He's going to fight KSI.
In how many years? 30
Mate,
when Michael
Do you
Buffer's...
remember who was that guy that made his
God.
son fight the other guy? Because he called him out. I'll
Yeah.
do that, bro.
When he was like
You
8.
call me out,
Yeah.
I'll send my fucking son to knock you out, bro.
That'd be
And
upsetting,
then you'd
wouldn't
fill
it?
him in.
I'd knock him out and then you beat him up after because you'd
At
be
least it weren't
embarrassed.
me getting embarrassed on the internet.
Cut price, he's not... is it like, how good is he?
He's not been great over the last year, really. I know they won the league and that, but there's a reason his price has gone down.
Yeah, and there's this annoying thing that happens with every team. It happens all the time. Like, anytime there's like a FIFA team of the year, they put 7 players from the team that won the league and then 4 players from, you know, the actual best players of the league that season. People, just because Atletico won the league, doesn't mean every single one of the players in their squad is all of a sudden world class. People do this all the time. Well, he won the league with them. Well, it's like, all right, was he their best player? Would
That's
they have
why
won
I
it
love
without
Lille
him?
then.
Like, exactly. Like, it does my head in that. Like, well, he won the league, so he must be good. Okay, I'm not saying he isn't good, but
No, he
there
is
are plenty
very
of
good,
teams that
but
aren't
he
great.
hasn't been in the same form that made the likes of Steve and myself and
Yeah.
everyone sit up and go, I want him at Man United. His form has declined, but that's football. It was also a COVID season, no pre-season, congestion fixtures. Like, we've got to, if I can use that as an excuse for Martial or someone as why they maybe didn't have a great season, many footballers would have felt the same. Like, particularly Donny van der Beek, bro.
Yep.
Forget Martial. Donny van der Beek, new in the city, no family with him. Well, I don't know if he had his family with him, he might have. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His cousins can't pop down from Amsterdam, catch a 45-minute flight over and come and see everyone. You know, when he's feeling down or something.
Yep.
Like, those things are gone. You can't just fly back home when you have a day off.
No.
So I do think we've got to take some of those things into consideration because at the end of the day, footballers are just human.
Yep.
We've all been close to cracking up at some point in the last 18 months, right? Give him a break, bro.
Yeah.
And but I'll tell you now, by the way, Martial's winning another Players Player of the Year next year
For United?
for Fulham.
Another point, just quickly on Saúl. It does concern me a bit that he didn't even get picked for the Euro squad. That is a bit
That's a
concerning.
bit hot, isn't it? It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It is a little bit weird. Right, shall we move on? I believe we're talking CAMAVINGA next. We spoke a little bit about him on the podcast before.
Come on, United Road.
United Road.
United. Oh, you could do come on, Eduardo.
Not bad.
Eduardo.
I think we can workshop a few more things. Man United are meeting with teenage sensation Eduardo Camavinga's entourage next week to thrash out a deal, according to reports from France. The Rennes starlet has attracted attention from a number of top clubs in recent months after bursting onto the scene in Ligue 1 and representing France in the Nations League. The Red Devils are keen to act fast to snap him up before another club goes after the young England international. Before another club does, after young England international Jude Bellingham stood Manchester United for Bundesliga giants Dortmund last summer. That's according to the Mirror.
Gutted about that one.
A lot of people talking about this CAMAVINGA deal recently. It does seem as though United are interested. We've heard that from good sources. We are interested.
The more I see of Bellingham,
Yeah.
the more gutted I am.
Yeah.
But as for Eduardo Camavinga, me and you did a video not long ago, and we both spoke about how we would like him to come to Manchester United. Highly rated, would be good. But then I can't remember if we both agreed at the end that probably going to end up somewhere else. Real Madrid, another club, PSG.
Yeah.
Now, much like Donny van der Beek, he seemed set for Real Madrid. What happens? COVID comes in, they can't afford him. Now Manchester United are buying him. And maybe that's what's happened with Camavinga. He's been set for Real Madrid. He's been set for PSG.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think PSG would have those financial issues, but they may be looking to spend big money elsewhere. And that means he might come available onto the market. If someone like Camavinga comes available on the market, you have to buy him. It's like when Michael Essien was available. It feels like that. I remember feeling when Michael Essien was available, get him. Was it at Lyon? Somewhere like that?
Yeah.
And it was like, you have to go and get Michael Essien because you will sort your midfield out for a long, long time. Now, Camavinga's 18. He's not going to come into the Premier League and be the main man straight away.
No.
We're going to have to take our time. And you could argue that
3-3.
Fuck off.
According to the comments.
Fuck off.
I've seen a lot of 3-3s in the comments. I'm not
It is
certain.
as well.
3-3.
And they had a goal disallowed just before that.
And they missed a penalty.
I don't mind if France go out.
I'd love France to go out.
Pogba can sort his contract out.
Yeah.
And Varane can fucking come.
Come to United. And also, England have got a better chance of winning it. Sorry to interrupt you there, by the way, but that's pretty huge breaking news there.
You didn't do the thing you were supposed to do.
Which was what? Oh, shit. Sorry, one more.
You're not allowed to touch though.
Smells like pizza, man.
COVID and that. Mine smells like
A
salt
pizza
and pepper.
my ass. No, I'm joking. Sorry. 3-3 in the France versus Switzerland
Good
game.
one.
Thank you. Yeah, Camavinga, it was, by the way, Leon that Essien came from to Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's the sort of player you just have to go for, isn't he? You just have to.
Yeah. We went live at this time because we thought that game was done.
That game was over. That game was finished. We've made a mistake.
And I was sitting here like, shit.
Yeah.
Do we put the game on, turn this into a watch along?
Absolutely not. Martial. Let's talk about Anthony Martial a little bit. We'll come back to Diogo Dalot after that.
I actually think it would be a disgrace if we sold Anthony Martial.
Be honest about it now,
I
because you made the jokes.
genuine mistake.
Yeah, go on.
I'm not joking. Like, especially when I read the story, because by the way, I think the story is bollocks.
Right.
But when you read the story, it says, because United have signed Sancho, they're now looking for a buyer for Martial. Do you know how backwards that would be? Oh, you finally got a right winger that you've been crying out for, so now let's go and sell one of our strikers, so we're missing another player. Now, everyone knows I'm a fan of Martial. If we were to sell him and buy Haaland, sell him and buy Kane, I get it. I totally get it. But if you're just going to sell him just because we've signed a right winger, then I don't know what planet you're from. Because one injury to Cavani, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood, massive talent, can play more through the middle.
Yeah.
Facts are, though, he's young.
Yeah.
He's unproven over a course of a season. He needs time. Putting that pressure on him isn't fair. Cavani starts the season as our main number 9 because of the way he ended last. But one injury and we're fucked. And also, we could be going into the start of the season without Marcus Rashford if he has his operation. Martial plays on the left. So you've now got Martial, Sancho, Cavani. I just think it would be an incredibly stupid decision by the club to react to that season and say, that's him done, because I don't think he is. I think we'd make a mistake and someone would get a bargain. But 2, if you're not going to buy a new striker, you shouldn't be looking to sell a striker, especially if we want to challenge for the Premier League, for the Champions League, etc. We shouldn't be selling strikers.
No, I agree with that completely, to be honest, because the place that's been replaced or the position that's been filled is right wing, which is a place that Martial has generally never played, or on the odd occasion he has. But I think having Cavani in there, Rashford, who we know, like you said, has got this injury problem to sort out, put Martial back on the left-hand side. Whether he, it could come to the point where he goes, you know what, I've told you I want to be a striker. You gave me a season to do it. I got you 23 goals. The next season was difficult with injury. You also bought in Edinson Cavani to try and replace me. If you're going to put me on the left, sell me. there is possible that happens. Where
I don't think he's that kind of guy.
I'm not saying that he is. I just mean you could see how that could evolve. And I'm getting into my mid-20s now. I need to cement my sort of legacy as a player. I want to be at the World Cup next year because I haven't gone to a major tournament with France yet, and I'm 25. He may go, if I'm just going to be a backup to Rashford on the left, let me go. And I could see maybe that happening again.
If he's going to be a backup, I could see him from a professional aspect would say, I want to leave.
Yeah.
Ali from a managerial would say,
no,
I want him on my bench.
Yeah.
So there's a give and take there. I don't think he would be just a bench player. Cavani can't play week in, week out.
No.
And I actually think Ali's a big fan of his. He worked closely with him in the first full season they had together. Martial has his best ever campaign. Last season, it was awful for a lot of it. But I also think at the start of the season, there was a lot of things that, like the sending off, the injuries, there was a lot of things that just went wrong. I think if you're not going to buy a striker, you have to keep him.
Yeah.
You have to keep him.
Completely agree.
Letting him go to Spurs, I've heard these, I don't believe them either. But imagine we let Martial go to Spurs, so they have the replacement, and now they can sell Kane to City.
Yeah.
Why are we going to help them out?
Who are we helping here? And they've also got, probably 100 million spare or 70 million spare after the Kane deal as well. Yeah. Just so you know, Kingsley Coman hit the crossbar with the last kick of the game, by the way. That would have won it. It's going into extra time, that one. Let's talk about Diogo Dalot.
Is this becoming a watch-along?
Not quite.
Oh.
It's an update along. Diogo Dalot may be on the cards to stay at Manchester United. This whole Trippier thing that looked like a tap-in. Let's take you back 2 months ago. In the middle of April, Manchester United are rumoured to be going after Diogo Dalot. Reports of a 12 to 17 million pound fee. Perfect little backup for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. At this time, the Sancho deal looked maybe off or certainly faltering. No mention of Varane, none of this. Whereas now, this is the deal that isn't going to happen. They've priced themselves out of selling Diogo Dalot because they want 43 million euros for him. Do you think in that case, no Trippier, sorry, not Dalot, no Trippier. Do you think in that case, you keep Dalot, you give him an extra season to try and prove himself, or is it that we kind of know what you can get out of Diogo Dalot and it's not enough?
I don't think we know what we can get out of Dalot. I don't think we've given him enough opportunity, or at least Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't. I think part of me feels like it's a market thing. They want to probably sell him in a better market. Next season will be a better market. You'll have, hopefully teams have had fans in the stadiums for years. Yep. Someone will be able to afford to spend more on him. If he has a season in the Champions League on loan at AC Milan, his price could potentially go up. I thought, apart from a few mistakes that he made, first touches, overhit crosses, I thought he looked pretty good for Portugal in their last game, despite going out against Belgium. I would like to see him given an opportunity at United. Yeah. I think he'll end up out on loan at AC Milan again, and we'll try and get bigger money for him next summer. But I do think the club are either looking at him as if he's a player, but is he? We don't know yet, so we don't want to make that final decision, or is it just because they feel like no one's giving them enough money for him?
I think it's the money thing, and this whole AC Milan don't have any money. I know they don't have a lot, but they've just agreed to pay, was it 28 million quid for Keo Tomori? That's a lot of money.
It's a bargain, bro.
Do you think?
How much to pay for him?
28 million, 30 million quid.
For Keo Tomori?
Yeah.
Class, bro.
You think?
Tomori should be at the Euros right now.
So why do you think he's Tomori for Chelsea then?
Because they're idiots, bro.
Right.
They're absolute idiots, bro. They bought Thiago Silva, granted, he helped them win the Champions League, although he went off injured during the final. Tomori was sitting there, and everyone goes on about Frank Lampard loving youth. He was one of the best players there.
Yeah,
he's gone to AC Milan, teared it up. I thought the Tomori one, and to see Southgate overlook Tomori as well. He's a fucking bellend. I know he doesn't watch any other football apart from the Premier League.
Yeah.
He literally don't watch Sancho in Germany. No. He don't watch fucking, who are we talking
Chris
about?
Smalling in Roma.
You don't watch... Well, I wouldn't want to watch Chris Smalling in Roma either. Wouldn't want to watch Chris Smalling if he was in my garden, bruv. Yeah, I just think he's a bellend. Someone said, why are we doing a show in the middle of the Euros? Consistency. That's why.
Exactly. Next up, Jesse Lingard to be offered a new 3-year deal at Man United despite West Ham interest. Now, this is, again, a supposed exclusive from the Daily Star. They've said Jesse Lingard is to be offered a new 3-year deal by Man United. The United forward 28 has 1 year to run on his existing deal and is wanted by West Ham after his superb loan spell with them last season. The Hammers are struggling to meet United's £25 million asking price for Lingard and his £110,000 a week wages. Now United have further complicated the situation by putting a new improved contract on the table worth £130,000 a week over the next 3 seasons. First of all, is this bullshit? Second of all, if it isn't, why are United giving Jesse Lingard not just a contract extension, more money when he hasn't played in 18 months?
First of all, probably bullshit.
Yeah.
Second of all, maybe West Ham are going, well, Jesse's got a year left in his contract. You want 25 million? We'll take him for free next year. Or we'll give you 10 million now. And United have gone, you pricks.
Yeah.
Jess, do you want to sign a new contract? And we'll get extra money for you. He'll get an extra money for the next 2 months or whatever time it takes to do the deal.
Yep.
And United will get extra money on a transfer fee. That's the only thing I can think of if it's true. I don't think it's true.
So, instinctively, I would say it isn't true for those reasons because I don't think United would do that. I don't think United are naive enough to think, well, here's a player that's not worth X. Instead of thinking maybe he's not worth that because of his talent, what we'll do is we'll give him a new contract and hope someone will therefore pay more for him. We've done that in the past, though, with Chris Smalling and Phil Jones. We do that. We do give old players new contracts for seemingly no reason, and then it backfires. We've done it with Matic. We've done the same thing with Matic. Phil Jones, Matic, Chris Smalling a couple of years before, where we give these people 4-year contracts when you think that'll get us more money for him. Well, actually, it'll just mean you can't sell him to anyone. Because now he is worth more because you've got this contract that sort of needs paying out, but no one's going to do that because he's not worth the money he has to now be sold for. So to me, it's just shooting ourselves in the foot if we do that. If the aim is to sell Jesse Lingard, giving him a new contract, I don't think is the way to do it. Is there, though, a case to be made that we should be keeping him?
I would love Jesse Lingard as a squad player. He should be playing some week in, week out. And that's not Man United, unfortunately. He's shown that. He's good enough to be playing week in, week out. If Jesse Lingard said, I want to stay and be a part of this United squad on the bench, I'm more than happy for that to happen. I think he's a great kid around the team. I think he's great around training camp. You know, I think he's a good squad player to have. But I think he wants to play first team football.
Haruki Nakagawa says, to be fair, Lingard gives us something none of our other wide players do, attributes to do the Ji-Sung Park type of thing. If money is no object, he makes our squad better. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, he does make the squad better. Rebecca makes a good point though. She says, unless we change formations, Jesse's not useful. And it's like you said, out wide, he's not a winger.
No.
Naturally, he plays in Bruno's position. Now, I genuinely think there's some things he can do better than Bruno. Some things. Right. But most things, 99 out of 100 things, Bruno does better. You're not getting ahead of Bruno.
RC in the comments, it's slight change of pace here. A lot of people talking about Paul Pogba. Obviously, he scored the goal for France. Some people blaming him for the equaliser that Switzerland scored. RC says, Paul Pogba is a world-class player while playing with France team, but to be honest, he is too good to be at Man United. What do you think of this whole, he's great for France, he's shit for United? Like, not mean, but almost like, it's like people just take that for granted now, isn't it? Because so many people have said it. It's like, well, yeah, he is shit for United, he is great for France.
There was a period of about 4 months where he was our match winner.
Yeah.
And Bruno wasn't doing it and no one else was doing it. Pogba was doing it.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally looked good for United when he's played this season.
Yeah.
I find it mad. I find it mad, to be honest. And you know what? You never hear the same thing said about Bruno, who's had a stinker of a tournament. Oh, why isn't he good there, but he's good there? Or, I don't know, Harry Kane can go and do a fucking interview with Gary Neville about leaving Tottenham just before a tournament. Everyone's like, oh yeah, fair play, he's right. That was Pogba, bro.
And then he's also been awful in that tournament.
Talking to Gary Neville, bro. Someone said to me, oh yeah, but it's respectful. How was that? How is that more respectful than a transfer request? Would you rather me tell you you're a cunt to your face or go and tell Callum?
Yeah, and then put the video out.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's weird, and I agree with you. I think there are times that Paul Pogba's game suits international football a little bit more. Like, he's brilliant on the ball, but sometimes when he gets pressed quickly and by good, well-drilled midfields, he can give possession away at United. That pressing is far less common in international football. He gets more space in midfield, which allows him to play those brilliant passes, to make those turns, make those runs forward, and have shots like that. The goal he scored against Switzerland, when's the last time he had that kind of space on the edge of the box for Man United? Against West Ham, and he scored.
Most men at international level are bang average.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but most people at international level
Yeah.
bang. It's like playing Fulham every week. You might occasionally come up against a France, or obviously not him, Pogba, but
Yeah.
a Portugal.
A team of that level.
There's about 4 or 5 good teams at international level.
Yeah.
The rest, if you're a Pogba or you're a Lukaku or you're one of these top players, you should be smashing everyone. Because international football ain't all that.
No. I agree with you completely. I think Paul Pogba is much better for United than people give him credit for. Right, let's wrap it up there, shall we? Jadon Sancho moves ever closer. A fee reportedly has been agreed. Around 72 million quid, which is sensational, by the way.
Bargain.
Absolute bargain, 73 million perhaps.
Jadon Sancho is a bargain.
Yes, so it's looking like in the next few days, we'll hopefully get that here we go from Fabrizio Romano. That's the thing we're all waiting for now. That's going to get done. I mean, all of these stories, CAMAVINGA, we're meeting him next week, so we'll have updates on that then.
And you?
Me and you are going to go over. We're going to meet his entourage. Should do, shouldn't it?
We should do a Euros piss take.
We should do.
We'll do one.
Let's do it. Right, thank you very much for joining us. Any transfer updates, they will be here on Stretford. Paddock will be back in the morning for the news. You've just hit your shin on the table.
My ankle, actually.
Ankle on the
I feel
table.
like Harry Kane right now.
See you in a bit.